Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is March 28th, and right now we are looking at the infrared satellite imagery. We have British Columbia, Washington, Oregon. You can clearly see the low pressure center spinning off our coastline, brought thunderstorm activity yesterday. We're going to go through kind of a repeat here today across much of the area, and then we're going to have a ridge build in for a couple days, try to bring us some nice weather, but then another system will try to arrive as we go through next week. We'll look at those details as we go through the video this morning, taking a look at the Doppler radar yesterday. I'm going to back that up a bit here. You can see all that thunderstorm activity up and down the I-5 corridor up into southwest BC along the coastal areas. And as we went through the overnight hours, still continuing to see that low spin. Then we went through the morning hours and still some lightning showing up off the coastline here. So we're going to kind of do that again. Eyes on the sky again today for that lightning threat. If you take a look at this is the airplane that I captured yesterday just outside of SeaTac. You can see where it impacted the Puget Sound here. So yeah, this is the shot I've been trying to get for over 8 years now, probably closer to 15 actually here, and it actually happened yesterday. I was quite surprised and very pleased with the results of this. This flight was going to Tokyo. They did not turn back. Sometimes planes will turn back. Planes are designed to handle lightning strikes, but still you can damage some sensitive equipment on there, and sometimes it can actually do some more trivial damage to the plane here. So it's not a threat to the passengers for the most part, but sometimes the planes will turn back when they do get hit by lightning, just as a precaution here. But for the most part, planes are designed to handle lightning strikes. You can see that's a pretty powerful strike, and you can see where it impacted the Puget Sound there. Now, taking a look at SeaTac yesterday, we had 53 degrees. That's 3 degrees below average, over a half an inch of rain, so not bad there. We're still below average by almost 2 inches here so far for the month of March. We might get a little bit of precip here again today, but we're going to finish close to 2 inches, maybe just under that below average for March. So relatively dry, and you can see that warmth we had there mid-month showing up as we set a few record highs there as well. And thunderstorm potential today, Portland National Weather Service is mentioning it. Wind gust to 45 miles per hour through Friday, about 5 a.m. for the coastal areas. But I would just go ahead and include a lot of western Washington, western Oregon with this as well. Don't just assume you're not going to get thunderstorm activity across the Portland metro. You could very easily, Centralia, Olympia, Seattle, and even areas up north. Now, looking at that thunderstorm potential, you can see it does include some of eastern Washington, some of the North Cascades, but I would just go ahead and fill that in if I was the National Weather Service. So I'm not, but yeah, heads up, eyes on the sky today. And day two, we're going to start to push that thunderstorm threat off down to the south, and it'll be California's turn. And if you want a nice, affordable home weather station, click on that link down below to save 10% off. This has a lightning detection system with it. It recorded some of that lightning activity yesterday, so pretty fun to watch that show up on your weather station. Highly recommend taking a look at the high resolution rapid refresh. So this is about as we're speaking right now. You can see all the showery activity and the low spinning off the coastline. It's going to be spreading these showers inland as we go during the day today. And again, don't rule out some lightning potential with this activity as we go through this afternoon. You can see multiple rounds of it as that low is just going to be spinning with us all the way through tomorrow morning, even into the late morning. Some of those showers kicking off across the Cascades, and we really wrap things up by Friday night into Saturday morning. And then we're going to have a pattern change here back to some warmer weather, at least for a bit. Now, taking a look at lightning flash density potential, just want to kind of play this through here. You can see as we go through the afternoon hours, some of this activity move in across the Willamette Valley, the Puget Sound here, and some of the Cascades. So yeah, even eastern portions have a thunderstorm chance as we go through the day today. So heads up, eyes on the sky. Watch out for that dangerous lightning, some gusty winds, and some small hail. Looking at the European, this is lightning flash density potential also. So I like to play this out. Sometimes the European does quite well. You can see the thunderstorm chances east of the mountains, and you can see it again popping up at times for western Washington, western Oregon, so don't sleep on this. You can get some lightning strikes there. Now, taking a look at what's going on at 500 millibars, 18,000 feet, you can see that low pressure center off our coastline. It's just kind of sitting there and it's spinning, and eventually it's going to move down to California, and then we start to build this ridging here. So we might get a nice few days as we go through the weekend coming up and on into early next week before the next storm system. You can see the ridge flattening out here, and the next trough tries to start rolling in as we go towards the midweek period. More on that here in a moment. And just showing you guys that we do have some gusty winds continuing to show up here at late morning, early afternoon hours. Mainly kind of south of Seattle here, I-5 corridor. You could get some gusty winds, especially with some of that thunderstorm activity here, and even across some of the northwest interior, some gusty winds out there. Also looking at the significant wave height, this is last night's run. You can see the waves will be increasing as we go through the day today, and then we start reducing those wave heights here as we go on in through Friday night into Saturday morning, and then we're going to get kind of a break here as we go through the early portion of the week, and then we'll see what is in store for us in the future. We'll break that down day by day, of course. Look at the European on the left versus GFS on the right. Precipitation today, and the next storm takes shape off the California coastline, and it allows us to dry out as we go through the weekend. Some nice days, might get some sunshine here. I'm looking forward to it. Here we go on in through Monday night, though. The next system starts burrowing into British Columbia, kind of taking its sweet time, moving off to the south, though. By Tuesday afternoon, it tries to make some headway, but you see the GFS holds this system back more. So we'll be watching that and breaking that down day by day. Definitely some differences starting to show up in the extended forecast between the European and the GFS. So look at 850 millibars here. This is 5,000 feet. So you can see our upper level low spinning off the coastline. Then it drops down to the south. Can you really see us warm up as we go on in through this weekend on into early next week before the potential next system as we go to the mid portion. So looking at daily max 2-meter temperature, what does this mean in terms of temperatures? We have, mid 50s, a little bit below average across a lot of the region here today, and even a little bit cooler across the Willamette Valley. But tomorrow we start to bounce back a little bit. Might get some sun breaks out there. We get Saturday and Sunday might be quite nice days as we start to get up back into the 60s by Sunday. And then look at that by Monday, another warm day here. Check out the Willamette Valley. Wouldn't be surprised to see a 70-degree reading and some mid-60s here. And look at that, 70 starting to show up for eastern Washington. Look at April 2nd, nice and warm. But then you'll see the next system potentially start rolling in here and cooling us down yet again. Here's precipitation. Just going to scroll through this, kind of just showery hit and miss nature going on. Best chances along the coastal areas here, and you can see a little bit of rain shadowing going on across some of the northwest interior as we go through tomorrow. Here's the total snow 10-to-1 ratio. Not talking about huge amounts, we're just talking about some hit and miss shower activity here for the next couple of days, but you still could pick up a little bit of snowfall across the higher terrain with this showery weather. But by the time we go through Friday night, we're really going to be wrapping up the precipitation here across the region. Here's 6 to 10 day through April 6th, above average across some of the west here, and 6 to 10 day precipitation. Kind of a mixed bag look to things here, but the 8 to 14 day continues to show the west below average all the way through April 10th. 8 to 14 day, you can see the above average signal across some of the west here, but again, we'll break this down day by day. There's percent of the average precipitation here. We're just going day by day. This goes through March 27th. This starts all the way back on October 1st, and that's when the quote water year starts. So you can see a lot of Washington's been below average, same with Idaho and some of Montana, but kind of a mixed bag across portions of Washington and down into Oregon as well. British Columbia, a lot of portions have been below average also. Average temperature departure from average, and you can see that we across the west have been mainly above average, some areas more significantly so. As you can see, some portions of eastern Washington, east slopes of the Cascades 2-4 degrees, even more above average, and kind of a mixed bag across some portions of Oregon. But yeah, anyway, eyes on the sky again today. Lightning, small hail. You could get some gusty winds out there as well. I'll probably be out trying to capture a lightning strike, kind of a needle in a haystack thing out here in the Pacific Northwest. But yet again, I'll be out there trying, and we'll see what we come up with. But anyway, yeah, looking forward to the warm weather coming here this weekend, also into early next week, and then we'll start to turn our eyes to some more systems arriving. It's still just April after all. But anyway, hope you guys are liking these videos. Click like and subscribe. We'll do this again tomorrow, and I will talk to you guys then.